Listen to me. If I could take just 1 hour from your day, just one, and lock it in before 2026 arrives, I would do it without apology. Because the next year is not waiting for you to be ready. Time is moving, relentless, unemotional. And the question is simple: are you moving with it or being dragged by it? This is not motivation. This is a warning wrapped in opportunity. Here are 6 truths you need to hear, and you need to hear them now. Listen closely, because this is where everything changes. You've been told 1 hour isn't enough. You've been conditioned to believe that real success requires massive chunks of time, perfect conditions, endless resources. That lie has kept more people stuck than failure ever could. 1 hour is not small. 1 hour is not insignificant. 1 hour, when claimed with intention and protected with discipline, is decisive. It is the smallest unit of time that can still create massive transformation. Empires are not built in chaos. They're built in focused moments stacked day after day, and one focused hour, repeated daily, compounds into something so powerful most people can't even comprehend it until it's too late. Think about this. 1 hour a day is not just 60 minutes, it's a declaration. It says, my future matters more than my comfort. It says, I'm done letting life happen to me. Over a year, that hour becomes 365 hours. Over 2 years, more than 700. That's weeks of deep work. Learning, building, refining. That's the difference between someone who talks about change and someone who becomes change. While others scroll, complain, and cope, that 1 hour is quietly reshaping your identity. And identity, not motivation, is what determines destiny. Most people never fail because they lack talent. They fail because they never gave their talent uninterrupted time to grow. 1 hour a day is where skill is sharpened without pressure, where confidence is earned, not borrowed, where mistakes are made in private so victories can happen in public. That hour is where you study when no one assigns homework, train when no one is watching, and prepare for doors that haven't even opened yet. And when opportunity finally shows up, as it always does, you won't be scrambling, you'll be ready. Because readiness is built in hours like this. Let me be clear, success doesn't require you to overhaul your entire life overnight. That's another lie that paralyzes people. It requires you to take ownership of a small, controllable window of time and dominate it. 1 hour is manageable. 1 hour is realistic. 1 hour removes excuses. You don't need perfect energy, perfect timing, or perfect circumstances. You just need a decision. And once that decision is made, that hour becomes sacred ground. Nothing casual grows something extraordinary. What you treat as optional will never change your life, but what you treat as non-negotiable will. There is a reason 1 hour works when everything else fails: consistency. Not intensity, not bursts of motivation, consistency. An hour a day doesn't shock the system, it trains it. It teaches your mind to show up even when feelings don't. It teaches discipline to lead and motivation to follow. And over time, that hour becomes automatic. It becomes part of who you are. And once something becomes part of your identity, it no longer requires willpower. It requires loyalty to the person you're becoming. Here's the truth most people don't want to face. 1 hour a day is enough to completely change your life, but it's also enough to expose your priorities. If you say you want more but can't protect 60 minutes, the issue isn't time, it's alignment, because you always make time for what you truly value. Fixing 1 hour forces honesty. It forces you to confront whether your dreams are real or just emotional comfort. And once that honesty hits, growth is inevitable, because clarity always comes before transformation. So hear this and don't forget it. 1 hour a day, honored consistently, will do what years of wishing never could. Fix the hour, and you fix the trajectory of your life. Listen to me, because this is where most people lose the day before it even begins. If you don't control your first hour, the world will control everything that follows. That is not an opinion. That is a fact proven every single morning. The moment you open your eyes, there is a war for your attention. Your phone is waiting, messages are waiting, problems are waiting, other people's priorities are lined up, ready to step into your mind before you've even claimed it for yourself. And once that happens, you're no longer leading your day, you're reacting to it. Reaction is not power, reaction is survival. The first hour sets the tone. It programs your nervous system. It decides whether you move with intention or stumble through urgency. When your day starts in chaos, your mind stays scattered. When your day starts in discipline, your mind stays grounded. That first hour is not about productivity, it's about authority. Authority over your thoughts, authority over your emotions, authority over your direction. And anyone who surrenders that authority first thing in the morning spends the rest of the day trying to get it back. Most people wake up already behind. They wake up checking notifications, comparing lives, absorbing stress that doesn't belong to them. By the time they stand up, their mind is cluttered, their energy is drained, and their confidence is compromised. They haven't done anything wrong, but they haven't done anything right either. And that's the danger. The world didn't attack them, they invited it in. You cannot build a strong life on a weak beginning. The foundation matters, always has, always will. When you claim your first hour, something powerful happens internally. You stop outsourcing your focus. You stop letting random inputs decide your mood. You create a buffer between who you are and what the world demands from you. That buffer is where clarity lives. That buffer is where composure is built. That buffer is where you remind yourself who you are before the world tries to tell you who to be. And once that identity is reinforced early, the rest of the day has less power to shake you. This hour is not for consumption, it's for construction. Not scrolling, not reacting, not absorbing noise. Building, strengthening, aligning. Whether that means learning, training, planning, or thinking deeply, the purpose is the same. To enter the day already centered, already confident, already disciplined. When you win the morning, you don't chase the day responds to you. Pressure hits differently when you've already grounded yourself in purpose. And don't misunderstand this is not about perfection, it's about ownership. Some mornings will feel heavy, some mornings you'll be tired, some mornings life will press in early, but even then, claiming that first hour, even imperfectly, keeps you in control, because discipline doesn't require ideal conditions. It requires commitment. And commitment repeated daily becomes character, character becomes presence, presence becomes influence. This is how leaders are formed long before anyone gives them a title. Here's the reality most people avoid. If you don't choose how your day begins, someone else will. A screen will decide, a crisis will decide, a distraction will decide. And once that pattern is set, it doesn't stay in the morning. It bleeds into your work, your relationships, your confidence, your health. Days turn into weeks, weeks turn into years. And suddenly you're wondering how life feels so rushed, yet so unfulfilled. It started with surrendering the first hour. But when you reclaim it, everything shifts. Your mind sharpens, your reactions slow, your decisions improve. You stop feeling behind, you stop feeling scattered, you stop feeling like life is happening too fast for you to catch up. That first hour becomes your anchor. No matter how loud the world gets later, you've already established your internal order. You don't panic as easily, you don't break as quickly, You don't fold under pressure the way you used to. This is why the first hour is non-negotiable, not because it's easy, but because it's essential. It is the daily reminder that you are not a victim of time, circumstances, or expectations. You are a creator, a builder, a leader of your own life. And leadership always starts with self-command. Before you manage tasks, before you answer emails, before you deal with problems, you manage yourself. So don't wait for the world to slow down, it won't. Don't wait for life to become quieter, it never does. Claim the first hour now while things are messy, loud and demanding, because if you can control your mind before the noise arrives, nothing that comes after will overpower you. Win the first hour. And you don't just survive the day, you command it. Listen carefully, because this hour is where separation happens. This is the hour where you stop being who you've been, not because you wake up magically different, not because life suddenly gets easier, but because you make a conscious, disciplined decision to step out of the old pattern. Most people say they want change, but they keep rehearsing the same behaviors every day. They wake up the same way, think the same thoughts, react the same way, and then wonder why nothing shifts. That one protected hour is the interruption. It breaks the loop. It creates space between the past version of you and the person you're becoming. Separation is uncomfortable. Growth always is. This hour will expose habits you've been avoiding and truths you've been postponing. It will force you to sit with yourself without distractions, without noise, without excuses. And in that stillness, you'll see clearly what's been holding you back. Not other people, not circumstances, but patterns. Patterns of procrastination, patterns of self-doubt, patterns of settling. You can't outgrow what you won't confront, and this hour is where confrontation turns into transformation. In this hour, you stop negotiating with the old version of you. You stop asking permission to grow. You stop explaining why now isn't the right time. This is where discipline replaces debate, where action replaces intention, where effort replaces hope. You don't wait to feel ready. You move because readiness is built through movement. Every day you show up in this hour, you're casting a vote for the future you, and those votes add up, quietly, relentlessly, until the old identity no longer has the majority. This hour is where new standards are formed, standards for how you think, how you work, how you speak to yourself. You begin to realize that your life doesn't rise to your goals, it falls to your standards. And standards are not created in public moments, they're built in private discipline. When you honor this hour, even when no one knows, even when no one praises you, you are teaching yourself something powerful. Your word matters. Self-trust is born here. And once you trust yourself, your confidence becomes unshakable. There will be days when this hour feels heavy, days when progress feels invisible, days when the old version of you tries to convince you that nothing is changing. But understand this, identity shifts before results show. Internally, you are rewiring how you respond to discomfort, effort, and resistance. You are becoming someone who does hard things without drama. Someone who shows up without needing applause. Someone who doesn't quit when it gets quiet. That's not just growth, that's evolution. Over time, people will notice something different about you. Not because you announced it, not because you explained it, but because consistency leaves a signature. Your presence will change. Your reactions will change. Your tolerance for excuses, especially your own, will disappear. And you won't miss the old version of yourself because you'll finally understand that comfort was costing you everything. The separation will be complete, not by force but by choice. This hour is not about doing more, it's about becoming more. It's about aligning your daily actions with the future you claim to want. And once that alignment is locked in, life has no choice but to respond differently to you. Opportunities show up differently, challenges hit differently, you stand differently. This is where you leave the old life behind, not loudly, not dramatically, but permanently. Hear this clearly, because this is where most people lose the long game. Everyone wants intensity, everyone wants that rush of motivation, that surge of emotion that makes them feel unstoppable. For a day, maybe a week. But intensity burns fast and disappears just as quickly. Consistency is different. Consistency is quiet. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't look impressive at first. But it always wins, every time. Because life is not changed by what you do once in a while, it is shaped by what you do repeatedly. And that is why consistency beats intensity. Thank you without mercy. Intensity depends on feeling good. Consistency depends on commitment. Intensity shows up when conditions are right. Consistency shows up regardless. When you rely on intensity, your progress becomes unpredictable. Up one week, gone the next. But when you commit to consistency, you stabilize your growth. You stop starting over. You stop needing emotional permission to act. You train yourself to move even when energy is low, when results are slow, when nobody is cheering. That ability alone separates the extraordinary from the average. This is where real discipline is built, not in moments of excitement, but in moments of resistance. The days when you don't feel like it are the days that matter most. Because every time you show up anyway, you are reinforcing a powerful identity, the kind of person who does what they said they would do. That identity compounds faster than talent, faster than intelligence, faster than luck. Once you become reliable to yourself, your confidence no longer depends on outcomes, it's rooted in character. Consistency also removes the pressure to be perfect. You don't need flawless execution, you need repeated effort, you don't need to dominate every session, you need to return tomorrow. This mindset frees you from burnout and self-criticism. It teaches patience, it teaches humility, it teaches trust in the process. And over time, that process begins to work for you. Small actions done daily start producing disproportionate results. Progress becomes inevitable, not optional. Most people quit too early because they are chasing visible results instead of invisible growth. But understand this, results lag behind habits, always. Long before the outside changes, the inside is being reshaped. Your focus improves. Your tolerance for discomfort increases, your ability to stay present strengthens. These internal shifts don't get likes or validation, but they are the foundation of everything that lasts. And consistency is the only thing strong enough to build that foundation. There will be moments when intensity tempts you again, when you feel inspired to do more, push harder, overextend. But consistency teaches restraint. It teaches sustainability. It reminds you that success is not a sprint fueled by emotion. It's a long, controlled climb fueled by discipline. You learn to pace yourself. You learn to protect your energy. You learn that showing up tomorrow matters more than exhausting yourself today. And then something remarkable happens. What once required effort becomes automatic. What once felt heavy becomes normal. Consistency turns discipline into habit, and habit into identity. At that point, progress no longer feels forced, it feels natural. You are no longer trying to change your life, you are simply living in alignment with who you've become. And that is when others start calling you lucky, unaware that they are witnessing years of quiet consistency finally paying off. So stop waiting to feel inspired. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop mistaking emotion for commitment. The path forward is simpler and harder than that. Show up again and again and again. Because intensity may impress, but consistency transforms. Listen, because this point doesn't care about your feelings, your intentions, or your excuses. Time keeps receipts. Every single day, it records what you did, what you avoided, what you prioritized, and what you postponed. And by 2026, it will present the evidence without emotion, not to shame you, but to show you the truth. You will not arrive at that year accidentally. You will arrive prepared or exposed. That 1 hour you choose to fix or ignore will either work for you quietly in the background or stand as a witness against you when you ask yourself how you got H. Yeah, most people think the future is something distant, abstract, forgiving. It's not. The future is built in ordinary days that feel insignificant while they're happening. It's built on mornings where you almost showed up but didn't, evenings where you said tomorrow, weeks where comfort won over discipline. Time doesn't punish you for those moments, but it compounds them, and compounding is merciless. What feels small today becomes massive later. 1 hour invested daily becomes growth. 1 hour neglected daily becomes regret. By 2026, you won't be evaluated by what you meant to do. Intention has an expiration date. The world doesn't reward potential. It rewards practice. Your skills will reflect what you trained. Your confidence will reflect what you repeated. Your options will reflect what you prepared for. If that 1 hour was spent building, sharpening, learning, healing, 2026 will meet you with leverage. If it was spent numbing, avoiding, distracting, 2026 will meet you with limitations. Same year, same calendar, completely different outcomes. This is the uncomfortable truth. Time is fair, brutally fair. It gives everyone the same 24 hours and then multiplies whatever you feed it. If you feed it effort, it grows results. If you feed it excuses, it grows consequences. If you feed it discipline, it grows freedom. That's why by 2026, some people will look unrecognizable in strength, clarity, confidence, while others will feel trapped in the same conversations, the same complaints, the same unfulfilled promises. The difference won't be luck. It will be what they did with that hour. And here's what makes this even more serious. By the time you see the results clearly, the time to change them has already passed. That's how compounding works. The pain of discipline is quiet and temporary. The pain of regret is loud and permanent. When 2026 arrives, you will feel one of two things. Pride. Not loud, not arrogant, but deep and settled. Or frustration. That heavy feeling of knowing you could have done more but didn't. And no speech, no motivation, no inspiration will change that feeling then. Only action now can. This hour is not just shaping what you do, it's shaping who you become. Every day you honor it, you are training yourself to delay gratification, to resist comfort, to choose long-term growth over short-term relief. Those qualities don't disappear. They follow you into your work, your relationships, your decisions. They raise your standards across the board. And by 2026, those standards will determine what you tolerate, what you attract, and what you walk away from without hesitation. Understand this. The future doesn't surprise disciplined people, it reveals them. When preparation meets time, confidence replaces anxiety. When practice meets opportunity, performance replaces pressure. When consistency meets years, mastery replaces doubt. If you fix the hour now, 2026 won't feel like a deadline. It will feel like a confirmation. Confirmation that the quiet work mattered. Confirmation that the days you showed up when no one was watching were not wasted. Confirmation that you trusted the process when there was no proof. So don't think of this hour as something extra. Think of it as evidence. Evidence you are building for your future self. Evidence that when time asks, "What did you do with what I gave you?" you'll have an answer you're proud of. Because time will ask. It always does. By 2026, that hour will either be your greatest ally or your loudest regret. Choose now. Listen, this is the line in the sand. This is not about habits anymore. This is not about productivity tricks or time management. This is about identity. Who you are becoming is being decided right now, in the choices you repeat when no one is watching. That 1 hour is not just a block of time. It is a declaration of direction. Every day you either vote for the future version of yourself or you reinforce the past. There is no neutral. There is no pause. Life is moving and you are moving with it or being carried by it. Most people drift into who they become. They let circumstances shape them. Pressure molds them. Fear shrinks them. They wake up one day wondering how they got here, feeling disconnected from the person they once hoped to be. That doesn't happen overnight. It happens through small daily surrenders. This hour is the opposite of surrender. It is a conscious decision to stop drifting and start steering, to choose growth over comfort, to choose discipline over convenience, to choose the long road even when no one is forcing you to. Deciding who you're becoming requires courage because it demands that you let go of who you've been. The old routines, the old excuses, the old identity that felt familiar, even if it was limiting. This hour will challenge that comfort. It will ask you to show up when quitting would be easier. It will ask you to invest in yourself without immediate reward. And in doing so, it will reveal a strength you didn't know you had. The strength to commit without guarantees. This is where leadership is born. Not leadership over others, leadership over yourself. Before anyone follows you, before anyone trusts you, before anyone believes in you, you must prove something to yourself, that your actions align with your words. This hour builds that alignment. Day by day, it turns promises into proof. And once you trust yourself, hesitation fades. You move with clarity. You speak with conviction. You stop seeking permission to step into your potential. Over time, the person you are becoming starts to feel inevitable. Discipline replaces doubt. Structure replaces chaos. You stop negotiating with weakness because you've outgrown it. Challenges still come, but they no longer define you. They refine you. You no longer ask, "Can I do this?" You ask, "What's required?" That shift alone changes everything. It changes how you approach work, how you handle pressure, how you show up in relationships. You don't rise to the moment. You rise from your preparation. And then one day, almost without noticing, you realize you've crossed a threshold. The things that once felt hard are now normal. The standards you once struggled to maintain are now automatic. You're no longer chasing change. You are living it. And the most powerful part, you didn't wait for permission. You didn't wait for the perfect time. You decided, quietly, firmly, daily. This is your moment to decide, not emotionally, not impulsively, but deliberately. Fix the hour now and the days will align. Fix the hour now and discipline will answer when motivation disappears. Fix the hour now and by the time the future arrives, you won't be hoping for change, you'll be standing in it. Decide who you're becoming and let that decision guide every hour from here forward.